Boogie. Hey, man.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Yeah, man. He literally just rushed into the room, sat down in his chair, and a microphone into front of his face.
Proves all that 4.5 minutes of sound check that we get is for nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't need it.
No, exactly. Yeah, how you doing, Bill?
I'm good, man. I've missed you.
Have you really?
Really have. It's been like 3 weeks.
Well, yeah, it has been, hasn't it?
Because I didn't turn up last week.
Yeah.
And then it was bank holiday before that.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we're not going to be on live next week because it's bank holiday again.
Oh, my goodness.
So, we've been on once this week.
Technically, yeah. It's just that soon it won't be the Harley and Josh show, it'll just be the And show.
It's not even going to be a show. It's just going to be called The And.
Oh, what a band name.
The And.
So like, tweet in, tell us if you found a band called The And. There's The Band,
yeah,
which is Bob Dylan's old backing band, wasn't it? But yeah, so what about The And? Maybe The Band or The And or a band tribute band.
The And Band. Oh, yeah.
And.
That's cool. What, say that The And would be like a Bob Dylan tribute band, but they never played a B chord.
Yeah. Or any flats.
Yeah.
Or no. Mental. Oh, yeah. What have you been doing, boys? You were at the Science Museum last Monday, then, eh?
Yeah, well, we went ever so briefly. We actually went to go see Frank Turner. That's where we were.
Oh, cool.
Truly at. Man, that was such a good show.
I've seen pictures from it, actually. I think This Is Noise. Ross Hall from East Anglian was there.
Yes.
And he posted up some really cool pictures of that.
It was a festival. We didn't realise this until the day of the show. We just saw Frank Turner and saw that he was doing a tour. We weren't able to make the South End or the Norwich gig because tickets were sold out. Mm-hmm. So, day out in London, let's go. And it's actually a 4-day festival where they had different bands. I think he did a slightly different set every night.
Correct.
And it was incredible. We got the last night, so he was very tired. But he still gave it 110.
Yeah. His voice just like even on the recording sounds like he's giving everything he's got.
Yeah.
He's just like so much weight behind his lyrics. I think that's why he's such a revered songwriter. Is just the amount of emotion that he's got in every passion. Syllable. You know.
Yeah. No, it's totally that. We were very conscious of the time. We both had work at 9:30 the next day, and he didn't start till 9 o'clock. So we were like, well, let's leave at 10:30.
Right.
Get the tube and get home as soon as possible so we can just crash and have at least 5 hours sleep. Mm. So
took the tube the whole way home.
Yeah, all the way home. It stopped, so we just...
How the other half live?
We just got off and pushed it.
Yeah. It's just a really bad circular line.
Just grinding along the M25.
Christ, Nicky his head. I can imagine they're doing the whole work and you're just sipping a Coke through a straw.
Oh, yeah. I was...
This is fine.
Yeah, unfortunately, there was no first-class tube.
No, there isn't. There's just urine or less urine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what? So how long was his set?
I think it was about 2 hours set.
Crazy.
Start finish.
No
stops. We said we'd leave at 10:30, and we said beforehand, like, whatever happens, we'll leave at 10:30. If he starts playing our favourite songs, we leave because he'll just play a better song after that.
Yeah.
And then a better song after that, and then it'll be 1:15, and we'll miss the last train, and we will then just have to push it all the way.
Yeah.
So
just from the depot.
Yeah, and so we're just about to leave, and then he started playing our favourite song, 4 Simple Words. You know the song?
Did we play your birthday? No, and Nicky's birthday. I think it was one of the requests.
It was maybe one of the requests, but I don't think it was played. But yeah, it's an awesome song, just about dancing, about forgetting about all of your worries in the world and just throwing shapes, having fun.
That was very specific to that situation. Don't worry about going to work. Don't worry about getting home. Just dance.
Just dance. It's just be in the moment, and a lot about sort of forgetting, saying about what is cool and what is not, and going, no, That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just be you.
I've seen that so many times at some shows that we've been playing, and it's just great when you just notice people do not care. Like the Rock Project Awards ceremony, that's what I'm calling it. If it was actually Suffolk Coastal Business Community Awards.
Yeah.
But there's some great videos of us playing, and there's the Rock Project guys dancing. Yeah. But there's this one guy that looks exactly like Bernie Sanders. Just like... just waving his arms around like
full on Zoidbergen.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No, he's loving it. But he literally looks like Bernie Sanders giving a speech like, what's about the 1%?
He was brilliant.
Yeah, no, that's it. Like that's what makes me smile the most. But not because like, oh, what an idiot. It's just like, oh God, to be that guy right now.
It was I mean, he started playing that song just as we went to leave. We're like, okay, we'll see the song
to the door.
And as they were doing the end of that song, we were like, no, let's get out. We don't want to be on the tube. Nikki doesn't like crowded environments, so being on the tube when everyone else leaves is not a fun experience.
It's a hassle.
So we're like, nah, and we had a carriage to ourselves. It was great.
It's like as romantic as it gets.
Oh yes, which is just as well because more people would have just made it harder to push.
Maybe like if you ever if you guys ever like get married, you'll have a horse-drawn carriage, but it would actually just be a tube.
yeah.
Along the road. Is it romantic?
I'll get all the best men to push it. Day off, you know.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, nice, man. So you made it.
Yeah, he does this at all gigs, and he comes on stage, and during the first song, he goes, "I have 2 rules in my show. First of all, don't be a dick. Second of all, have fun." And you know, and he had these people who were at these gigs, and it's a company or an organisation called Safe Shows for Females.
Right.
And these girls going around, they got jeans and t-shirt, like blue t-shirts that says "Safe," and then little bum bags. Don't know what's in them, but I'm assuming just supplies.
Pepper spray.
Yeah. And the idea is they're just going around. If there's any girls there that do not feel safe in the gig environment, you know, are being hassled or just not in a sort of comfortable space, they're there to provide help to those who need it.
Yeah.
And he was very sort of adamant. You know, I know everyone should deserve to have a good time, but in those sort of environments, I can imagine for a female, it can be hard.
A bit claustrophobic, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at my gig this weekend, there was a girl being, or a guy making advances on a girl who really wasn't into it, and she had the confidence to say, no.
Yeah.
But, you know, in a place...
I think more women are finding a voice to do now, which is good. And it's hard to do, especially when you're just trying to have fun. You don't want to be mean to someone, you know. Yeah.
And you know, but the actual vibe was the gig was really good because of he sort of pushed that premise of have fun, don't be a dick. A guy ran into me during the song, big old guy, 6 foot tall, 5 foot wide, almost knocked me over. He turned around and goes, "I'm so sorry, man." I was like, it's cool. And we little danced together and stuff, and it's like it was, you know, there was no sort of bad vibes. Yeah, I nearly went home with him to that night.
You would have pushed the carriage a bit better, I think.
Yeah, he would. Yeah.
Nice one. Yeah, it's good that there's those supports and networks in place sometimes, because I don't know, it does get a little bit dude festy at gigs sometimes. You know, unless you're sort of
rock and roll is a very high testosterone thing.
Environment. Well, it's environment. I don't think it's so much the music itself that is specifically always been one genre based, gender genre. Because apart from, you know, when you get bands like AC/DC, like, look at my things, so much metaphors for my genitalia. Yeah. But you know, when it comes to just being safe environment, you know, punk and hardcore shows in the 90s would have been just horrible places for women to be. And, you know, they would actually be inciting, especially with Nazi punks, would be inciting rape in the audience and things like this. Thankfully, we've moved on further, but, you know, you never know what's the farthest we can get.
Let's find out, please.
Yes, tune in next week to find out how far we can go with equality. But yeah, I think I do sometimes take a lot of issue with safe space culture. There is just a little bit too much of this going on where, you know, somebody has the right to just have nothing offensive said around them.
Yeah.
And nothing bad happen around them. Like there's some college and university campuses which ban clapping. I mean, I say ban, but it's not as if like somebody's going to police and come up to you and take you away to jail or something.
Go to jail.
Yeah, exactly. But there's some places where it's frowned upon to clap. You wave your hands in the air upwards for agreement, or downwards for no. That's that could be a deaf thing, but it's also because they say that it will trigger people with a nervous disposition because of loud noises. It's just like, how do these people survive before safe spaces?
They did that in Houses of Parliament. That's why a lot of the MPs, they do all the weird shouting thing, which is worse. It's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'd rather have somebody clap near me than go. Oh!
But the reason why they don't allow clapping is because clapping is louder than a voice. So back in the times before microphones, loads of people clapping, it means a person talking can't be heard.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which makes sense, but
yeah, it does.
I mean, we've got these things now.
Ooh, little mufflies. Oh, sorry.
Just general microphones.
The microphone, not the muffly bit on the front.
We've got the muffly bits, which means we can clap. I don't know how that relates to anything, but yeah.
Yeah, of course. Cool. Well, but so we'll see if people survive until next week. Tune in.
Tune in, guys. Tune in. Oh, we should totally end each episode on a cliffhanger.
Yeah. The safe space killers. So yeah, what gigs have you been doing, Harley?
So I've had a good weekend. I've been doing lots of stuff with the what?
Words, specifics.
I hadn't finished my sentence. I've been doing lots of things. There you go. I said it.
You killed it.
There we go. Now, I've been doing lots of stuff this week. Doing a Brit Rock project. I wasn't doing it Monday, obviously, because I was hanging with my boy, Frank.
Right. It's a boyfriend for a second there.
My boy. Yeah. The big guy that I've met, that jumped into me and our eyes met, and... yeah. Anyway,
Oval Man.
Oval Man.
Tall,
that's his name.
5 foot wide.
If you're listening, do get in contact.
Yeah, Oval Man, please do.
I didn't get your number.
Oh.
I had a good weekend of gigs. I had a terrible weekend of driving.
Oh.
Friday night, I was playing with Claire Free.
Oh, nice.
Which was been looking forward to for a while. We had a rehearsal, me and David Booth. I don't know if you know David Booth.
No.
Recording artist or recording engineer at...
And his name is Booth?
The recording booth is where is its business.
Sorry, I mean, I'm waving my hands in the air. Yes.
Yay.
Sorry.
It doesn't really... The waving the hands in the air...
the radio doesn't work.
Unless you can wave at a microphone.
Nope, doesn't work.
No. We had a rehearsal with him last month. He phoned up Wednesday night whilst I was at rehearsal and said, I broke my hand.
Oh, man.
Broken his hand, so he couldn't do the gig. 2 days before the gig, we needed a drummer.
What a boother.
I know, it's such a shame, right? And so we had another drummer stand in, who the next day went, oh no, can't do it.
What, he broken his hand?
No, I did ask that. No,
put up in a puff of green smoke.
Not realised it's his granddad's 80th birthday, and that's a big mark. You can't really miss that. So he did that, and so he went, it's all right, I've got a guy who's my dep, he's my stand-in, he's available. This guy, I can't remember what his name is.
Right.
His last name was Montague. And Molyneux. Someone, Jack
right.
Molyneux? Will Molyneux. Anyway,
okay,
I don't know.
Go for it. Yeah.
He's a lovely guy. We had a nice little catch up and a chat, and but the gig was all the way in Aylesbury.
Nice.
Just fast 2 hours drive. So says Google.
Yeah,
it was not 2 hours drive. I got stuck in traffic on the air. I left an hour early. Got stuck in traffic at the Colchester A12 section. I sat there for about 20-25 minutes and went, I might be fine, because it was just before the turn-off bit, so I managed to go over a bit of grass through Colchester to get out. Got to the M25 at 5 o'clock.
Well, you actually, you mounted the curb?
I went over a grass verge, yeah. It's fine, mate, it's fine. I wasn't the first to do it.
Nice, alright, yeah. I love it. But when you are the first to do it, you feel like a bouse, don't you?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I did this when I was coming back from a show in Sussex, I think. Sussex. New show on TMZ. And it was just basically like somebody was putting the cones across to shut off the, I think it was the A13 on the way back. And just as they were putting the last cone down, I just went, boo, around him. and other people would just come and they would just did the same thing. And like there was nothing going on the road at all. There was just they were about to start.
Yeah.
And it's like, ha ha. But yeah, no, it feels liberating, doesn't it?
It was, and it was just a nightmare. I got to M25 at 5 o'clock, so I hit all the rush hour traffic, and that was not great. I managed to get to the gig at 6 o'clock, so I was an hour late for sound check.
Awkward.
Which was not great, especially as we wanted to rehearse and go through some stuff because needed to with the new drummer that we'd only met on the day, and then we gigs at 8 o'clock. It was a nice early gig. We finished by 10:30, and it went really well. It was at the Limelight Theatre Arts Centre in Aylesbury. Really nice crowd, really responsive, and it was just a really good gig. I enjoyed it. And I was looking forward to a nice, easy drive home because I was like, well, traffic, hopefully everything's been resolved by then. 2-hour drive home, 10:30 finish. I'll be home by 1. No. Terrible traffic once more, so I got home about 3 o'clock and just died.
Yeah, you're like, I'm to just sleep now.
Yeah. Got up the next day. We for the next gig of the weekend, which was Chart Attack at Coppaz. Now you played at Coppaz recently, haven't you?
Yes, yeah. Coppaz.
It's Coppaz. I don't know if you had the same thing as us, but when we were playing in the same area as you were with Impilo.
Yeah.
And we were thinking, it's a bit quiet. We're not letting people here. But at the end of every song, there were lots of applause. And I weren't sure if the bar had put on a clap track at the end of the gig, ended each song or what.
It'd be great. It's like a Friends episode.
Yeah, it was really weird because it was just like non-existent people but clapping, and there were people dancing, but there were more hand claps than there were hands. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. As soon as we finished our first set, those boards at the back. At Coppaz, there's a step-up area, and then there's like walls, but behind the walls are loads of chairs and tables. Mm-hmm. We finished the first set, and everybody stood up to go get a drink. And we're like, oh, that's where everyone is.
Yeah, exactly. So they just stand up to clap and just kind of like whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, waving your hands.
By the end of the second set, actually, there was a table in the far right corner, and the people sitting there were standing up and dancing in their booth, which was really cool.
That's great, love it.
They really enjoyed it.
So did you say this was a Chart Attack show?
Chart Attack, yes.
I didn't need to say Chart Attack.
Yes.
Oh, good. And now forever.
Wow, okay.
I don't want to think of what a Chart Attack would be.
I know, don't ask.
I'm scared.
It's worse when it goes in with a sneeze.
Yeah.
Anyway,
or it's during the show.
It was our first gig back with Mr. Oscar Charlton on guitar.
That band did go down so well at Coppaz, whatever.
They really enjoyed it. They're talking. We're going to chat with them about getting another date back before the year is out. We're really looking forward to sort of doing more stuff with them because it's just a really nice, classy place. We had a real challenge actually because the Tubbs' kit is very loud, and that room is very lively.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so he's got the Perspex kit.
He's got the
acrylic,
Silver Star acrylic. Yeah. And we were like, well, what are we going to do? And I was like, well,
the snares do sound loud. I mean, Rainer was saying this when we were playing.
It was very loud.
Oh, he's got to mention. So who's doing it? Who's doing the bingo this week? Who's doing the Harley and Josh show bingo?
Oh, we should get bingo cards, shouldn't we?
We should. I don't know what the prize would be. We'll figure it out. But yeah, no, when we didn't even mic the snare up. I don't think
we mic'd everything but the snare.
Yeah, we didn't even put an overhead in. We just mic'd the kick up and it was it.
We actually used borrowed a kit from Area 51 Studios. They've got a small D drum Dominion series kit, 20-inch kick drum, but it's quite a not a dead sound, but the toms aren't as resonant and they're not as loud as they would be. And the kick drum was a lot thuddier.
Right.
So we could have it nice and quiet and mic them up to match the snare. We taped his wallet onto the snare as well to bring that a bit quieter and stuff like that. And we got a good sound with it in the end. But I got there at like 4 o'clock to set up, which is way too early. But the boys were like, "Oh, it's the football, so I want to watch the football." So I went and joined them and didn't watch the football.
Right, great.
And that was really good to not watch the football whilst they were watching the football.
Anything but, yeah.
I was just on the laptop getting prepping
watching
some
the Royal
stuff.
Wedding, yeah.
Yes,
I
that's
can't believe I just mentioned the Royal Wedding. I was made a thing of just...
I was really annoyed, right?
Right.
Because I saw the advert for Coppaz for the event
right.
on Facebook, and they're like, come join us at the at Cop House, and we're celebrating Harry and Will. No,
yeah, whatever.
Harry and Meghan's. Yeah. Harry and Will's wedding. It's incest and gay.
Oh, that would be great, wouldn't it? I mean, it would be so royal family, anti-royal family. I know the incest part. Yeah, that'd be super royal family, but the gay part. That's the next hurdle, isn't it?
It's a nice dichotomy.
Yeah.
It's so. Yeah, and I was like, oh, they've booked us for a wedding. Now, I wish they'd have told us that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you, but even if you're a plumber, you want to be told you're doing a wedding, then maybe you can do a couple of song requests, and you can put in a little bit.
Charge a bit more as well.
Well, maybe so. Yeah, but you can put a little bit more effort in to make it a bit more special for the couple. And it was like 3 or 4 days later, I went, oh, it's the royal wedding.
Royal wedding.
I don't watch the telly. I don't keep up on these celebrity things.
Well, that's the thing. No matter what you do, I mean, I'll just keep. I was trying to avoid it because I'm a bit of a Republican, and I didn't really want to just sort of be listening about this all the time. But every single radio station I tuned in to, even IO Radio at points, we're talking about royal wedding. ICR, we're talking about the royal wedding. Radio 6, we're talking about the royal wedding. Radio 4, we're talking about the royal wedding. Radio 2, BBC Suffolk. All these places I usually tune into.
I think it's one of those things. It's.
We're talking about it now. I don't want to talk about it.
But
I want to talk about the
news.
Harley's week.
Harley's week. Well,
I'm wasting airtime.
That was me thing. That right?
Nice.
The other thing that I did this week was this Sunday I did some recording at Area 51 with Lauren Smith and Charlotte Francis.
The Lauren Smith.
Who's the Lauren Smith?
Oh, no, I think it's different. It's fine.
You think? Okay. Two very, very good singers. They've often performed with Rob Lewis from Rob Project. They've stood up and played shows when he's done his solo Last Gunfighter stuff.
Oh, brilliant.
All with Stetson songs. Great country vocals, and they did 2 songs and they duetted them.
Oh, fantastic.
And it was just beautiful. We filmed one. There'll be one going up on Lauren's YouTube at some point soon. So I don't know a link for that, but we'll link that in the description below.
There we go. Nice.
Yeah, that's a thing now. That's a thing. That's not a Rainerism anymore.
Yeah, 2 times. Ding, ding, ding. You get 2 more.
You can only tick it off the once.
Okay. And, true.
And then went off to Icebreakers as well with Rob Lewis
in the
lovely afternoon, which was excellent fun.
Nice.
So yeah, that was my week in music.
Your weekend.
Harley did stuff, well done, buddy.
Ba-ding. Okay, this is your Tony Blackburn laugh.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So is that you caught up for 2 weeks though?
Well, that was just last week. The week before, I don't even know what I did the week before. Should I just do a quick bullet point of things I done and did? Just
bullet point.
Although I do not have any recollection of what happened last week. So,
bullet point 1.
Frank Turner. I did sound. Oh shit! Shing. I did sound for Richard Dean, Ipswich Guitar Schools.
Right, nice.
They did their end of year show, which was incredible.
Point 2.
Bullet point 2. I did 2 days at Worsted Park. I did our annual general meeting.
Nice.
I got 3 weeks of work because I also did Oddball gig at the Cork, which was great. That's me caught up. There you go. The Oddball gig was great. We recorded that. We'll be uploading some stuff soon, so go to Oddball and the Shifty Twins Facebook page, and you'll be seeing some videos of us playing.
Description. Yeah, nice one. Okay, cool. Well done for being so bullet pointy.
Thank you very much. Now, do we want to do some music before we go on to the next
set? Yeah, that's a good idea, mate. This week I had my mind changed on a genre of music, and I've got to say it was changed by Piers James. Had a great show with Impilo last Friday, and at the Three Wise Monkeys. I've never been a fan of trap before. I've told you this before.
Yeah.
Live on air as well. And to be honest,
you're allowed to have an opinion.
Yeah. We are allowed to have an opinion, but I think this track has changed my mind. That was done properly by Piers James, and it was done properly, I think. Like I say, I think Piers has turned me on to trap music with the help
has
of
he now?
He really has. With the help of Black Panther and This Is America, Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
They've just all shown me the light with these with this style, because I found that the trap and grime artists are the new rock stars. They've got this thing now where they've got a one-up on rock music, because rock music a lot of the time we do have to come from some kind of wealth a bit, right? We have to buy guitars, we have to buy instruments, we have to, even if like we're playing on sort of secondhand stuff, you know, we still had to sort of be friends with people that would be like nice enough to give it to us, or nice enough to us to give us a discount. And the majority of bands you see that are coming up and you know, like sort of peaceful slaves are the most middle class people ever. Middle class white dudes from like Kent or something like this, and like, you're calling yourself slaves? What are you doing? And like, you know, but you know, they are super middle class, and but people like Stormzy have come from literally just the bottom to the top, you know? And that is the real success stories, I think. I think that's the kind of the people that are really, that's why we are putting so much focus on trap and grime music now. I was like, oh, why are you listening to this? It just sounds like nonsense. But then I actually started paying attention to the culture behind it, and I'm like, okay, I get this now.
Do you relate more to the music because of you're aware of where they've come from? The
culture, yeah.
Because that's the thing. For me, that sort of music doesn't necessarily resonate with me. The lyrics may have content that's good, but the music doesn't draw me in. There's not enough content, and maybe that's what they're going for. What they're going for is music. Keep music to a minimalism, so you can only focus on the lyrics. But there's no musical draw for me.
Yeah, and, I think it's with me. My degree mostly focused on music popular culture studies. So I actually did have to focus quite a lot on the subcultures that musical genres came out from, like, you know, sort of new wave punk and hardcore, and really sort of focusing on where these people were when they were writing these songs. So with trap, you sort of start to think, okay, so you listen to you can hear the background when you are listening, because when I hear this kind of music, a lot of the time it's the kind of music I hear from cars driving by.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
and I've always just been like, oh, why are you playing that so loud? You know, like I don't want to listen to this. I want to listen to my own music, right? But then if I'm actually listening to it by myself, I'm like, oh yeah, I really want to turn this up because I want to hear the sub. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, have you seen the video for This Is America?
I haven't. No, I've seen people talk about it. I've seen people share massive opinions on it, both ways of it's the biggest thing and it's not all that. Sort of, you know, but I will say both opinions I've seen are from people that I would expect to give those opinions, so I can't really judge it from
right,
those,
yeah.
You know.
I mean, it's just it's the same. It comes back to the same argument. A lot of people have sitting there going, "Oh, I don't like the sound of it." In comparison to "Awaken My Love," Childish Gambino's album from 2016, which was my favorite album of 2016, hands down. Like, that was very Parliament, very funkadelic, very much 70s funk sounding. But this one is current, it's very modern, and has that minimalism style to it, which most people are listening to it going, yeah, but it's not a good song. But then if you actually listen to the lyrics, you'd watch the video, and it's all a big bundle. And I think that's where music is a lot nowadays.
It's package.
Music is a package. It's not just what you're listening to, because you know the music as itself is sound. It's organized sound. So if you want to really just listen to it in a vacuum, and you can choose that way, there you go. But nowadays there's a video, there's branding, and there's an image.
Again, even from someone from the outside who haven't necessarily seen this video, the fact that people are talking about it means it's a poignant video that is very relevant to today.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, people talk about like good music videos that are like just good story, like good videos. I'm trying to think of an example.
Her Loving by Jason and the Lockerbillies,
yeah. Great video, great performance, really happy, and people are like, that's really cool, it's just got good vibes. Or the funny music videos that
I Don't Care by Jason and the Lockerbillies, coming out Thursday,
yeah, some really sort of quite interesting tongue-in-cheek videos. You're like, yeah, but then a video that speaks to, well, what the current day America, and says these are the problems with the world, and everyone's now talking about these things, means it's doing exactly what you wanted, and not in a haha I fooled them, in a finally someone's listening.
Yeah.
I've had to, sell 1 million records and
you're right.
become a famous, literally everything to get people to talk about these subjects that matter so much to my world.
So you got to get people in gunpoint sometimes. It's just like, like you got. It's kind of like this whole Yanni Laurel thing. It's as if you get it something that people won't stop talking about. You've got that thing. You've got them pinned down. It's like, well, if you haven't seen it, you're out of touch. I think Childish Gambino's done that really well. But yeah, like the most of the people that we see complaining about it would be people that look like us, white dudes. So they're just like, something going, oh, why does it need to be there? Why does it need to? Well, like, you obviously don't know.
If you don't agree with that video, then unfortunately that you're the person that this video needs to speak to.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the thing. Like the problem with so many sort of activist campaigns that. The people who disagree with them are the people that you need to reach.
Yeah.
And this is where I've said it before, how sort of the quite the violent or militant protests, when you're saying you are the problem, you need to change this. Well, the person you're calling you is then feeling hard done by, and they're not going to want to listen to what you've got to say. And it's to go, we are part of this problem and we need to fix this together.
Right.
And I think I have the solution. Makes people think, okay, it's not all on me as a person. Let's fix this as a world, as a country, as a community. And I really hope that this starts this movement, because, like I say, my friends and my social surroundings are predominantly white guys, 50-50 male-female.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, like you say, it's the white male that's possibly going to be the people that this needs to reach. And there are those, and a lot of my friends are talking about it. So it's reaching the people that it needs to speak to as well.
No, you're right. That's good. Cool.
That said, I still haven't seen it. So.
Yeah. Oh, well, this is what we do on this show. Hi, and Josh, contradiction show. Cool. So I'm going to talk about me.
Do it. I want to hear you talk about you, please. I have to say, I heard you talk about you last week. You did your one man show.
Yeah,
and I was listening
the Lonely Old Josh show.
Lonely Old Josh show, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you very much. This last week I had Tim Ainsley's single launch.
You did indeed.
At the Smokehouse, which I actually debuted 2 songs that I've never played in front of anybody before, because I'm doing some more solo stuff at the moment.
Nice.
Just to sort of dip my toe into some heavier subjects. Like, actually, one of the songs that I was that I performed was all about
kilos and metric and imperial tons.
Yes.
And the difference between the two.
Yeah,
that's quite a heavy subject.
So good. It was all about it's called Atom and Eve, and it was all about
like that,
how it's so funny how most of the people that deny climate change and are staunch Christians and are very anti-science, that make legislation and work in government, will also be absolutely fine with using the science for the atom bomb, for nuclear weapons, and they won't disarm. Nice. So it's just that's kind of one of those. It started off as wordplay, and I thought, actually, why can't science and faith work together? But anyway, too many tough topics this week.
I want to share an opinion on that, but we have not got time.
No. That was fun. I got to see Tim, Diego, and Brendan all play superbly.
Hell of a lineup, that.
Yeah, I mean, that was only their second gig as well. I saw them play at ICR after the Rock Project, when they played at the ICR live at Cult Cafe. That was their first show, and it was tight then. Diego, fantastic bass player. Yeah. Fantastic bass as well. I think it was just called Nash. I can't remember, but it's made up of lots of different parts from 60s jazz basses. So who's like, the body is a 67, the neck is a 64, and all the hardware, everything is just coupled together from old vintage J basses, and it sounds good. I mean, obviously it's technique.
Oh yeah.
Speaking, technique and gear. The verses. I saw this great video today by crikey, I think his name's is Mr. Rich. He's a guitar player from a band called the Crazy Boys back in the 90s, Rockabilly player. And he said, okay, he's German. I'm going to talk about that one says Italian. I'm going to talk about my rig, because a lot of people ask me how to get the Rockabilly sound. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. So he's like, yeah, I've got a Guild here from the 60s. They've got this hand-wired amp that I put my own slapback on there and stuff like this. And I put my own Bigsby on here. I put P90s. So he's like, yeah. So listen to it playing. And he's like, sounds really rockabilly.
Yeah.
And he's like, but I have tricked you. Here is the original footage. And it's him playing a BC Rich, like Warlock style guitar through like a BB blaster, like a really bad amp. And he's like, see, it doesn't matter if you've got a super expensive Rockabilly specific guitar.
Find that link, send that to me, because I love that.
It's beautiful. I was like, immediately I was just wetting myself laughing. I was just like, yes, thank you. I've been saying this to people for years. I mean, I'm a hypocrite because I've got the Vox and I've got the Rockabilly guitars
But when you're playing your guitar and using your stuff every day of the week, you can kind of justify that. Mm-hmm. But there are a lot of people who play in their spare time who have really expensive guitars that they play once on a Saturday.
Yeah. But his technique was fantastic. Like he would be playing these double stops. He would be doing these slides, and he would shuffle everything. So instead of like, it'd be like,
yeah.
So he's just like, if you play Rockabilly straight, it just does not work, because he's the Red Skull apparently. That's interesting.
Awesome.
So gigs that I've done, I was playing with Impilo last Friday at the Three Wise Monkeys. Mm-hmm. That was super fun because Diffley was playing on that one.
Nice.
So we had a bit of a jam that week, just getting it ready, and he absolutely nailed it. Even followed a lot of what Bebe was doing in his verses, which is quite difficult, but he'd obviously listened to the tracks and he was like, here he has this stanza, here he has this rhythm, so that was really interesting. And we got guested on stage with Angel, who has the Beats, Rhyme and Grime show here on IO Radio. So I would like to play that track actually, because that is I've gone for a hip hop vibe this week, because that again is another one of these trap style beats that we played live. And it sounded completely different live, obviously.
We wanted to play some Angel for ages, haven't we?
Yeah, let's do it. That show was with Piers James, Impilo, and Monster Florence, who have got a new single out called Guala. Absolutely incredible. I put it on the Spotify playlist, but there's a lot of swearing in it. So a lot of this stuff I'll be trying to put on the Spotify playlist if I can find clean versions up there. But this one is "Who Do You Think You Are" by Angel. Yes, exactly. I was doing that on the mic on Friday, actually. So that was actually produced by Gav the Mac.
Gavlon.
I don't know why I said it so weird. So she jumped on and we did that. Murray had a sub octave on his bass, so it did.
MXR?
I don't know, actually. Yeah, I want to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he has got the MXR sub.
Yeah, nice.
Do you have an OC3? They're two different sounds. I've done a whole video on YouTube which has got the most views ever of all of my videos.
I thought you meant
of
on
me.
YouTube. Yeah.
Not on YouTube. Of all of my videos, it's got the most views, and it's me comparing the Boss OC2 and the OC3. Because I
watched it.
I saw loads of people. There's loads of people talking about the OC2 versus the OC3, but there were no comparison videos at the time of the two.
Okay.
And the ones that did weren't very good, so I chucked one up. It was really good.
Nice one.
Loads of people commenting and talking about what they do. So
so that was Friday night. It was fantastic. Loads of really good hip hop, really good vibes. Nice to see. It was a huge crowd. Like, it's the most I've seen people upstairs through Rose Monkeys, because Monster Florence are massive. So I'm really glad Impilo got a proper crowd to play to. So then Saturday was a whole palaver. I got a call middle of the day from the promoter for the show that was on Sunday at Ston and Barnes. He said, so you all set for the gig? I'm like, yeah. We'll be here at this time. We'll be there at this time. Blah 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 blah. And he's like, cool, yeah, see you tonight. I said, sorry, say that again.
Oh.
And he's like, yeah, I'll see you tonight. I said, no, you've got us booked for the 20th. And he's like, well, what am I going to do? I've got to have a band for tonight. I said, I had a gig that night booked already with Goofa Dust.
Right.
Luckily, Goofa Dust already have a guitarist, Craig Philbrook, who is fantastic. They also got in Zip. I'm not the flavour of the month with them at the moment, but they smashed it apparently. But yeah, so I had to just beg and plead the guys to come do it again, because we had more gigs booked with Ston and Barnes later on in the year, and if they suddenly came out and were just like, oh no, they don't sort things out. And I looked back over the emails. He said 20th of May, so it was not my mess up, it was theirs.
Yeah, but
I still swooped in and I saved a day for him.
That's going above and beyond.
God, they were grateful and everything, but man, like, I could have done without that, because like if Goofa Dust suddenly turn around and say, no, we don't want you anymore, then there we go, and it's not my fault. I mean, well, to be honest, somebody in Goofa Dust did raise the thing and said, well, why don't you just say, no, you pay us anyway, you messed it up, so you should just pay us, because we can't do the show tonight, and that's not our fault, and I'm going to go play with Goofa Dust. And fair enough, but I sit there and think, what's the probability they're going to book us again then? If I pull that card on them. And
when venues have messed up like that, it is like squeezing blood out of a stone. When they make the mistake of, if they make a mistake, oh, sorry, we've doubled, but okay, but you still need to pay us.
You still need to pay us.
We can't really afford to do that. Well, we can't really afford to come all this way for nothing. I've done it before. I've turned up at a venue and there's been another band setting up. You're like, well, what's going on here? And there's been a few instances over the last 2 or 3 weeks of bands I've been playing with have made double bookings for debt musicians.
We heard about this. Tune into the last couple of shows to find out what we're talking about.
Yes. I don't know if we actually talked about it, because
it was the old couple double bookings on one weekend, not with just you. Yeah, we talked about that.
We do talk about that?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And it's just like, there's no excuse for that, but the band hasn't paid the members that he had to cancel on.
Yeah.
They had to cancel on.
Yeah.
It's just... But then in the same time, it's very awkward to ask for that, especially from someone you want to work with again.
Yeah. No, exactly.
It's sometimes...
I'm making a publicly honest apology to Goofa Dust. Not my mess up, but that's that.
I think after this, we should go into town and buy some flowers. Hey, Giles, I bought you some flowers.
Unless it's something they can drink, then I don't think they'll care.
Elderflower water?
Yeah, probably, yeah. But yeah, anyway, so it would turn out to be a good show.
Good.
I mean, it was just for the exhibitors of the Steam and Vintage show, which there were some incredible machines there. Sort of like roadworthy steam engines, and stuff. And so we've got some more bookings out of it, and we've got some more fans out of it. So it was just nice people.
That's good.
And, it's just sometimes you've just got to
steam on.
Yay!
Hey!
Done it! Back in the net. So let's talk about gigs coming up this week then, Harley. What you got going on?
This weekend I am playing on Friday at the Owl and Pussycat with Chart Attack.
Very nice.
Which is
in Felixstowe.
In Felixstowe, yep. It's really annoying because that same Friday, Motherfunker are playing at Grosvenor, and I believe they're playing with Oscar Charlton on guitar. This gig came in last minute. Oscar was like, "I'm already gigging," so we've got got cover for it. Didn't realise he was playing in the same town as us, but we got Andy Bartlett on guitar with us that night. So that's gonna be a good night. It's a great venue. We've not done I've done a few Sunday afternoon gigs there, but not done an evening gig there, which would be interesting. Can I bring out something recent that's not quite coming up yet? Right. But it's a big deal. Mm-hmm. The lineup for Ipswich Music Day has been announced this morning. And there's some really good bands playing.
Have you?
We did not get in, which I'm a little bit annoyed about because I really wanted to play.
Of course you did.
And it's the first year in about 5 years I haven't played it with any bands.
Well, you can now go and see. So.
I'm always going to be watching and enjoying. But I'm happy to say the reason why I didn't get in is because there are loads of very good bands. So it's like, I'm happy. Like if I was watching and I was like, these aren't very good, these aren't very good, these aren't very good, I'd be a little bit like,
come on. But there are some that are on there, I'm like, oh, them again. But there are some that like there needs to be some more hip hop and there needs to be some more younger bands involved. But blah blah blah. You can't please everyone. Impilo are playing, and I am playing guitar for them.
You're playing guitar with them, nice.
Yeah, so that'll be quite fun. I didn't apply with Lockerbillies. Probably people listening are probably going, "Oh, you're probably just saying that," but no, I didn't apply. I can't be bothered to be playing for free constantly.
You've played it. You've already played it last
3 years in a row.
Yeah, and there's a real danger. There are certain bands that play every year, and everyone goes, "Oh, them again."
Yeah, of course.
Because of the same reason of they say they have a different bands can't play twice in a row.
Yeah,
and then they do.
We have been asked without applying to play, and I was of the mindset this year. I was like, if we get asked, then I'm not gonna say yes. One, because we're not getting paid, and two, because I want that slot to be open for somebody younger, more up and coming, because they deserve it.
I know there are some bands, professional bands, that go out for a lot more than what we would.
Yeah.
That do Ipswich Music Day every year for free.
Yeah.
But that's because they know they're going to get at least 3 bookings out of it.
Well, I don't know. I've not had that many bookings from Ipswich Music Day. We've had more fans and we've sold some CDs, but bookings wise, nobody's ever come up to me and said, "Oh, I saw you at Music Day, so I'm booking you now." But anyway, giggly gig list. So we have the finale of ED2, which is the college musicians from Suffolk New College.
Nice.
I believe 3 out of 10 will be playing for that. That's at the King George V playing fields in Witton. So yeah, enjoy that. I am playing at the Colchester Secret Vintage World at the Minories in Colchester this Saturday.
Is this the thing you did a little promo for at the Smokehouse one time?
Yeah,
awesome.
Exactly. Yeah, the hobby thing. So that's going to be a really lovely little thing. If you haven't been to the Minories, it's this beautiful art gallery that's set in this old townhouse. But yeah, check that out. It's 26th. We'll be playing between 12 and 2. After that, I'm rushing off down to Party by the Pitch to play just before Harmless Crossfire, rock project veterans. So we'll be opening up the Party by the Pitch festival. That's in Wickham Market.
Wickham Market.
So that is this Saturday, 26th. Culture Clash at the Hunter Club. Wigman promo presents our Culture Clash live at the Hunter Club. And hold on for a second, keep going.
So yes, Culture Club stuff and things. There's lots of noise in the background. This is the problem of running a radio station next to a recording studio.
So we have the Culture Clash, which is Inner City, Crazy Train, and Impilo. I am playing with Impilo, so I've got 3 gigs that day.
Nice.
On the 26th, I've got So I've got to be Minories in Colchester. Then I'm going to be at the Party by the Pitch Wickham Market, and then I'm going to be in Bury St Edmunds.
Sweet.
So yeah, next up we have Hip Hop at the Swan in Ipswich. 3 huge acts playing that one. I cannot make it because I'm going to be gigging. But the 26th, that is Rice Shabby and Ghosty.
Nice.
Native James.
Sweet.
And Angel.
Great.
Right?
So
what a lineup. That's Stardust, that is. At the end here, I'd like to play a Native James track because, we've played him before, but Native James is the man.
I wish I was hoping that I could play that one with those guys.
Yeah, he's got a band with them, hasn't he?
Yes. And the last band gig I was on bass with them. But unfortunately, I am playing with the Memento, so I can't make it.
Oh, well, I'm sure it'll be a huge show anyway. So
what else we got going on?
We are playing with Hoppy and the Hopefuls.
We are.
We are.
You're like, we are. I had forgot that.
Yeah, but this Sunday at the Gardener's Arms. That's going to be a huge show. I can't wait for that. Yeah,
looking forward to that.
Get all the guys together again. Andy Hopgood is also playing at the Duke of York this weekend.
Afternoon show, isn't she?
She is.
Yeah.
Is that on the Sunday as well?
That is the Sunday. Yes.
Yeah, so that's at the Duke of York. You can check that out on her Facebook page. One event I wanted to play some music from this week, but just don't have enough time for it, is the Denim and Leather Promotions are putting on some hardcore at the Smokehouse this Saturday, 26th of May. There's so much going on Saturday. You guys are going to have to choose. So yeah,
there's so many bank holidays this month. It's great, exactly. But then it's great for music. Just it's really good.
So yeah, we've also got so that's it. This Saturday at the Smokehouse is Vendetta. To the Nines. I'm actually playing Guitarist's Wedding, which is pretty cool.
Sweet.
And Back Down or Die. So, yeah, there's going to be a friendly one. Saturday, 26th of May. Actually, it is. Actually, the hardcore crowd are usually super friendly.
Such nice guys, isn't they?
Hello, Back Down or Die. Anyway, sorry. Didn't mean to get in your way there. Sorry.
Just stand on your shoe.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I hope I haven't left a print.
Absolutely love it. But yeah, so that's everything we've got going on this week. Harley, you got anything else you want to say to people?
I would just advise people that never...
A shark attack is a real problem.
Never, ever let a wasp think that you're an animal lover. That's a really good bit of advice, because apparently they attack people with dogs more than they attack people not with dogs.
Factoids.
That's my fact for the week.
Thank you very much, guys. Check us out on Facebook, etc., iTunes, YouTube, like, subscribe. Love you. Here's Petrified by Native James, innit?
Bye.
It's the Harley and Josh show on iRadio.